Well, good evening. I'm your host, Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypno Acuity presents the 7 Ways Why podcast. Tonight's podcast is 7 Ways Why a Rise of Light and Bright. I rose out of the I rose out of right and wrong thinking to energize my light and bright, to understand every event that I experience is an awakening when I can admit to what the challenge is. See, we've been taught right and wrong. As soon as we say wrong, our brain and mind go into a trauma drama or some kind of panic fanatic thing. But really, when we did something wrong, always being showed, is there a better way? But through the school system, we learned, well, that's wrong. That's wrong. Well, they may be wrong in math, but in real life, everything is just a temporary event encounter experience for us to move forward. So when you can rise out of wrong, you can rise out of being controlled by other people. Because people in this world love to, you did that wrong. You did that wrong. You did that wrong. All you did was do it basically a different way than they would. See, everybody thinks their way is right and your way is not the same. And you get up against the egotistical arrogance, know-it-all ignorance of people and their stubborn, hard-headed thinking and knowing, it becomes a block wall or a brick wall, titanium wall. And that's the thing. The world is up against a titanium wall of our ingrained ancestors' anguish. You know, when you really, really, really look at the world in a calm way, the world is the same today as it was with our ancestors. That was kind of different when I had to admit that to myself. And so when I embedded my ancestors' way and my parents' way, I become kind of stuck in the muck of what they did. And then I put a lid on my liberating intuition and dreamer's dexterity. So when you think and know, you put a lid on your life. Right and wrong puts a lid of larceny on your life. Because there's no right and wrong. There's just a better way. And, you know, the mystical magicians of the world, they understand the better way. And I feel they show us what we call the wrong way, but the hard way. See, wrong is hard. When you can let go of hard to understand hard is an enlightenment. And we taught ourselves to struggle. We really did. Pick me. Hell yes, I taught myself to struggle. See, there's 4 ways. The easy way, the medium way, the hard way, and then there's Rob's way. If it ain't hard, I'm not doing it. Because I stuck in my egotistical arrogance. The more I understand, there's only 5 things that cause me challenges in life. My egotistical, arrogant stubbornness, my know-it-all, hard-headedness, telling people what to do, have to be right about everything, and get mad when things didn't go my way. So I lived in that illusion and the delusional way most of my life until I come up with light and bright. Everything we experience is light and bright. It's an admitted awakening within ourselves. But when we have to be right about everything, we become stubborn. I'm right, you're wrong. You're wrong, I'm right. How many disagreements have you got into with right and wrong? Oh, pick me. I've been in a ton of them. It takes a lot of words to weigh a ton. You know that? I understand that. But really, what I've opened up to is if I listen, I'm forever flowing. If I think and know, I'm bestowed in my know-it-all ignorance. If you look at the world today, education and third world enslaving mindsets have this world stuck in know-it-all ignorance and third world enslaving mindsets. See, education has never been about the flow. Education has been about right, wrong, and this is my way. And if you look at the world and you really want to be honest with yourself, you're the wisest person in your life. I didn't say smartest. Now, there's a difference between smart and wise. Wise, you're in the flow. Smart, you're locked in the right and wrong of life. And see, there's never a right and wrong. Never. There's always a better way to experience the outcome. See, we're always trying to be, when you set a goal, you're looking for this. But when you experience an accomplished outcome, you're in the flow to maneuver and rise out of the hardest pathways to be in the flow of your energized enterprising prowess. We're so afraid of easy, it's unbelievable. So you open up and admit you're in the flow of easy, you move forward, because we think no, right, wrong, and hard, and the hard way. We're so afraid of doing something wrong, we never expand out of yesterday. See, we've never done anything wrong. We've never made a mistake in life. We have opened up pathways of enlightenment and a better way to experience life. That's what life is about. But we've been so ingrained in this way because this is what we was taught. This is what our ancestors did. This is what our parents did. And we put a little larceny on our individual dreamer's dexterity. The only one that puts a lid on anything in your life is you. The only one that does it to me. And you'll never, you think and know the hard way. Listening is a liberating internal spirit today, energizing now to naturally open the wisdom within yourself. And see, we've always been taught books know everything. Now we're getting into AI and the computers. The one that's getting left out in all this is my innovative talents. Because we're so reliant on computers and everything, we're going to never ever make a choice again. Because we're going to be afraid to make the choice or open up the pathway of enlightenment. See, that's something else. Oh, become enlightenment. No, you're enlightened. You're enlightened right here, now. All you're doing with life, when you listen and question and with inspiration, you polish your pathways of enlightenment. You polish your enlightenment and smooth the way out. But if you're always trying to think and know, because think and know is the file cabinet from yesterday. Everything you think and know is from yesterday, and it's a file cabinet. And when something occurs, something happens in the now, we go into the file cabinet and go for the file that's for, and then we end up in a panic fanatic state. But when you open up to listen and listen to the light and bright of the situation, you open up and illuminate that path of enlightenment. As I energize light and bright, illuminating my paths of legendary enlightenment, galvanizing hellraisers, trailblazers, audacity, nomadic daring do, brilliance, revolutionizing intuitive grandeur, harmonizes today's torchbearer optimism. Torchbearer is a leader. And see, optimism over thinking, listening over everything. You're going to listen to invigorate that spirit tenacity within you. And the spirit tenacity is unattached to anything in life. But everything we think and know, we're attached to it. And when we really start thinking and knowing and try to use it, we're actually in the file cabinets of whatever we've done and thought before. So when you can let go of thoughts and knowledge and open up to revelations, you'll realize enterprising, liberating, audacity, visionary epiphanies within yourself. you're going to image your way to where you want to go and listen. Something else I really want people to understand: connect the sense of smell to your desired outcome. Like I smell the roses of a million, my $1 million smells like roses, or my easy living smells like sea breezes of abundance. See if you can put that, because smell is the strongest sense because it goes straight to entertain the brain. And see if you go, when something comes in from the outside, the brain is a file cabinet, but when you entertain it, it rises out of being caught in yesterday. As light and bright is streaming spirit thrill skills that calms the subconscious mind so you can color the scenery of your dreamer's paradises. If you take the word mind and use subconscious scenery, you don't go into yesterday. This is about liberating internal gumption today. And that's something I only show people the way I expanded my life. And if it's for you, that's fine. If it isn't for you, that's fine. But it's really about unwinding the prime time, setting imagination, mystically energizing your Picasso prowess to paint, color, and sculpt your world to your desires. See, we've been taught we had to live inside whatever we was taught in the school system, society. If that guy bought a house over there, well, I have to buy a house. Well, who says you have to buy a house in this area? And one of the biggest fears people have is moving out of their hometown. And like the inner cities are prisons with roads thrown, so are some of the rural communities. Because once you step outside of where you grew up, the whole world out there is above your comfort zone. And your comfort zone is your limitation barriers and everything else. But once you can have the sovereign liberating audacity to move out and allow yourself time to rise and expand of whatever the liberating faculties are around you. If you start looking at life as a liberation rather than a stipulation, you rise out of our thinking memory mind. Our thinking memory mind is nothing more than a file cabinet of everything that went wrong, because usually what went right is just bright. But what went wrong is a gong song and it has the most emotional oomph to it. So that's why we go to the negative first. It's really about not retraining it. It's about liberating it. See, retrain, reveal, all them words, they suck. But if you open up to the entertaining liberation of your own your own wisdom, insight, clarity, spirit, prowess, imagination, innovation, inspiration, you rise out of it. See, something I've really discovered, and I still got a long ways to go on this, because it's forever expanding. Our free-flowing energy of our intuition, imagination, innovation, inspirations are above our education. As our spirit prowess and poise is unflappable. But however, you can never think in spirit poise and what's went on in your life. Thinking and knowing dissolves spirit poise, intuition, imagination, innovation, and all your flowing energy, because you can never think, know, and listen at the same time. And listening is the one that optimizes your free-flowing energy of yourself. And once you can start rising out of that and get out of the world and let go of the words change, heal, create, transformation, forgiveness, think, know, learn, knowledge, and thoughts. because all they are is a memory bank of everything you've done before, good, bad, or indifferent. But however, the pessimist, the negative has more power, or more power to the thinking mind than your innovative intuition, because we've trusted the negativity and we've embedded it, and we are taught negativity in school. The school system teaches pessimism and negativity because a negative, pessimistic society is easy to control. If I can get you to think negatively, I can control you. Now, if I can get you to live in poverty consciousness, you're easy to control because you're going to look to me for something. And see, and that's something else. I learned this today, actually. Wealthy people never talk about their money or their material chattels. Wealthy people talk about their wisdom and what's next for them. See, and I got a class coming out. When I admit to me I'm free. Well, you got to admit your jealousy and everything, because we've been taught to be selfish on purpose. I taught myself to be selfish through I come through we had a challenging childhood, but it doesn't matter because it was just a childhood. But I was too selfish and hard-headed and stubborn. And I could do selfish, hard-headed, stubborn better than anybody. Everybody in the world is second. But the thing is, when I can admit that, I start the inner rising revelations of releasing everything, liberating audacity, tantalizing my wizardry to move forward. And I'm going to be very honest. The word liberation, inspiration, and appreciation and listening rise you out of everything. But the world is so stuck in our egotistical arrogance, but we're really, really stuck in the third world enslaving mindsets of business education and the propagandizing of education, because you got to be educated, you got to be this, you have to be zero. All you have to understand is there is people out there with the wisdom to show you a better way. And quit trying to think and know and knowledge, but wisdom, listening, inspiration, questions, comprehending, and wisdom and revelations shut off the thinking memory mind and allow you to flow of foresight, love, optimism, and wisdom to expand through life. But it's light and bright. And when you can go light and bright and let go of right and wrong, and when you feel the light and bright liberate internal galvanizing hellraiser's tenacity, adventurously neons, daredevil bold revelations. How you like that? Daredevil bold revelations. Into its glorious heart, trailblazer brilliance illuminates my paths of enlightenment that inspires nomadic, liberating, innovative gumption. Hoorahs, torchbearer, spontaneous listening. See, when you're a leader, you listen every day, appreciate daredevil energy, realizing the world will show me a way as I listen, but I'll never think and know my way anywhere. I think and know my way to the outhouse. And I go straight into the basement of the outhouse. Yeah, I've been there a few times. But listening to the streaming savvy of the universe's sleek, unique wizardry, spree, spirit prowess, revolutionizing, engendering eloquence, smoothly expressing my light and bright way of head honcho, harmonizing inspiration, intuition, imagination, innovation, and appreciating my out of everywhere dares. Because the spirit in the universe is going to throw me, well, we call them challenges, but they're really out of everywhere dares. At dawn's adventurous, revolutionary, enterprising, serendipitous soul, flowing, glowing grandeur, rising out of right and wrong that binds my mind in overthinking, everything out of my comfort zone boundaries, and memorized limitations of my unreal life, childhood ingrained ways, unadmitted, embedded parents' ways, anchored ancestor anguish, and unidentified third world mindsets that create my thinking, knowing my mind. Thinking creates my thinking, knowing my way to yesterday, and living today through yesterday's right and wrong gunky funk. Passed away 10 minutes ago. How do you live today through yesterday's funky, gunky funk of what you think and know? Oh, I do. Hell yes. But I'm rising out of it. And I don't want to shift out of it. I want to rise out of it. See, when you rise, you leave it on, you leave it in the earth for compost. But as you rise with risk taker ingenuity, streaming, enterprising wizardry sets you free. As I color everything in life is a colorful, picturesque awakening. Because you can color, design, sculpt anything you desire your way, because you are the sculptor. You are the Michelangelo of your life, a mystical, magical energy. And see, I let go of having a spiritual, a human experience and a spiritual this. I'm a sovereign energy on a spiritual voyage of picturesque awakenings, flowing through life with the greatest of ease. As my picturesque awakenings painting my universe with light and bright enlightenment, understand and listening opens the way for me to relish and embellish my gold mines of prime time divine panorama movies of magic within me, and experience the here and now with natural optimistic wisdom. As I feel, witness, and observe my endless streams of lavish abundances of fun, health, wealth, inner peace, and free flowing financial sovereignty now and forevermore, I soar of supreme optimism, appreciating revolutionary gratitude. And when you rise of appreciating you for your talents, it's you liberate, and when you flow of your appreciating you for your talents, you trust yourself. You thrust and trust and unleash who you are. Because everybody in this world is talented. The government and all the educated people in the world and business will never rise the world out of where it's at today, because it's actually sinking the world. People, you, me, everybody, with our innovative, witted grit, get and go, will rise this world to peace and prosperity when we let go of the think and know we've been taught from the education system and third world enslaving mindsets, and stop listening to the media, the propagandized media, who's manipulating people into what everybody else wants you to think and know. So if you let go of think and know and rise of listening to your inner wisdom, you'll be free, and you'll be sovereignly liberated. Politically incorrect inspiration will shut off that politically correct programming we all try to live. And I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity. Hypnoacuity is hypnosis, but liberates you from the trepidations of therapy. And if you like this, please like, subscribe, and comment on this. Good, bad, or indifferent. But anyway, you enjoy your night, and tomorrow night is Liberating Invitations.